Shalom Israel. I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to Lek out there doing this work of faith and labor of love and true sincerity. All right, and I want to get into a quick topic, just based upon, wisdom, you know, knowledge, experience, things like that, man, because we know as these times approach, things are constantly getting more hot and heavy, day by the day, and it's really just like a waiting game, what I'm saying, to see what Esau is going to do next so we know how to proceed further on from there. But matter of fact, let me back up really quick and let me just go to Wisdom of Solomon 6 and all right, boom. Yeah, I'm gonna start here. It's Wisdom of Solomon 6 and I start at verse 12. It says, "Wisdom is glorious and never fadeth away. Yea, she is easily seen of them that love her, and found of such as seek her. She preventeth them that desire her, in making herself first known unto them. Whoso seeketh her early shall have no great travail, for he shall find her sitting at his doors. To think thereupon, to think therefore upon her is a perfection of wisdom, and whoso watcheth for her shall quickly be without care." And we know that the primary thing of wisdom is to gain the most high, is to gain, the knowledge, the understanding, and the experience, which all leads to wisdom and us dwelling within the Lord and us knowing how to properly maneuver within His world, knowing how we should be, how we should conduct ourselves as men of the Lord, and always, striving for that best and that and what we know that the Lord placed within us. Um, Going on, verse 16: "For she goeth about seeking such as are worthy of her, showeth herself favorably unto them in the ways, and meeteth them in every thought." Because this is how it's supposed to be. Like every thought in which we have that's geared towards us making decisions, different moves, or whatever, it should be carefully, seen out through wisdom, you know, and us properly weighing things out, not making rash decisions or anything like that, but asking for that guidance of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, to push us through these certain situations in which we facing so that we make, the correct decisions. We never want to make no decisions out of haste. How the scripture says in Sirach, be not, it basically says be not hasty, so we don't want to be hasty with things, because when you do that, a lot of the times you're acting out of fear, you're acting out of doubt, and a lot of times you're just acting on your own. you know Now it's a difference where you facing a certain situation and you have to make a decision on the spot. That's something different. But just going out and just making hasty decisions, you know what I'm saying, like all willy nilly, like that's not moving with wisdom. Um, Going on, it says, uh, verse 17: "For the very true beginning of her is the desire of discipline, and the care of discipline is love." So that's where the beginning of wisdom starts, is with the desire to have discipline, you know, having that self control over your spirit, having that control over, the things that the Lord allow us to have control of. You know what I'm saying? Because there's so many different aspects of our lives in which we don't have control, but at the same time, there are many in which we do have control. So the things in which we do have control of, we have to have that what's the correct word I'm looking for? We have to have that willingness to be able to see things through, you know, regardless of what situations we may face, and just having that control of our spirit, as I was getting into, to not be hasty with anything, man. If it's anything, that could be best said, is to always take your time with things, always, because we need to allow the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua to really kick in for us, when different things come about with every aspect of our life. Even to the littlest decisions, you know, everything. The Most High is always supposed to be in our thoughts. The thoughts of discipline always supposed to be in our thoughts. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how we live. We live a disciplined life. We live the life of everyday men, but at the same time, we have to have a different discipline, than the rest of our people who not, in the word of the Lord. You know what I'm saying? Who not obeying to the Lord's commandments. You know, so the very true beginning of her is the desire of discipline, and the care of discipline is love, and love is the keeping of her laws, and the giving heed unto her laws is the insurance of incorruption, and incorruption maketh us near unto the Most High. And it's beautiful how the Lord breaks these things down, and it gives you like a step by step playbook of how things are to be. You know, when you really look at it, I'll bring it back from verse 17. The very true beginning of her is desire of discipline. So in order to truly attain any type of wisdom, what you gotta desire, you gotta want to have discipline within your life. So there's so many of our people that want to run away from the discipline when it's actually there to make you better, to create that new creature that's within you, that people want to run away from, And the care of discipline is love. What? Because love is an action. You showing that you have discipline, that's love. What if you're in a relationship with the woman or whatever, what you want her to show her love, what she shows her love to you by what her discipline, her not being like the average woman, her not being like this or being like that, so on and so forth. Or the love that we have for the Most High is us having discipline and not being like the rest of the 2/3 that's out here. You know what I'm saying? Because love is an action, and you can display your love heavily by the discipline in which you have about yourself. um, Verse 18, and love is the keeping of her laws, and the giving heed unto her laws is the assurance of incorruption. Because what? We know that's how we're going to make it to the kingdom, right? And incorruption maketh us near unto the Most High. Therefore the desire of wisdom bringeth to a kingdom. So that's what it all boils down to. That discipline is going to get us to where we need to be, because with that is uh, a part of the foundation things in which we need. We know that when we come up, we got to get knowledgeable about the Lord. We got to have the understanding. We got to have the discipline. It's certain key core elements about us that we have to have as men of the Lord. And that's why the scriptures say. Matter of fact, let me go. Yeah. In the book of, what is it, Colossians, if I'm not mistaken. Colossians, was it 3:12? Uh, Yeah, it's Colossians 3:12, because this is what the elect is going to have about them. It's certain characteristics, right? Colossians 3:12. Put on, therefore, as the elect of the Most High, holy and beloved, bowels of mercy, kindness, humbleness of mind, meekness, long suffering, forbearing one another, forgiving one another. If any man have a quarrel against any, even as Yahweh shall forgive you, so also do ye. And above all these things, put on charity, which is the bond of perfectness. So these are certain characteristics and what that the elect is going to naturally have about themselves, and it's always going to be. We know that Yahweh Shah is a foundation, and with the foundation of Yahweh Shah, it comes that love, it comes that discipline, it comes the knowledge, it comes the understanding, it comes certain core things that have to be uh, either that has to be there or that gets ingrained into your spirit as we constantly grow within this truth, and especially as we approach toward these times, because we know that it's the wisdom of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua that's going to carry us through all of this, the knowledge of wisdom and understanding. It's going to be the stability of these times for us. um Let me go back. What was I at again? It was in second Esdras. No, it was my Solomon Slakia. Was my Solomon 6? Okay, yeah, I finished in 6, so let me go to 8 real quick. All right, Wisdom of Solomon, uh, 8, and I'm gonna get more to the point, but hold, this still 6 or is this 8? All right, yeah, I'm gonna just get straight to the point with this one. This Wisdom of Solomon, 8, and Yeah, 8, and I'll start at verse 7. It says, "And if a man love righteousness, her labors are virtues." Because the word virtue goes into the essence of being a man. So if any man love righteousness, her labors are virtues. For she teacheth temperance, which is balance, prudence, which is knowledge, justice, being fair, fortitude, that mental strength, which are such things as men can have nothing more profitable in their life. So as we were talking about what the foundation, which we know is your house shot, and there's certain other things that has to come along with that foundation. Within the Catholic Church, they call these like the cardinal virtues or whatever the case may be. But we know that these are the things that are going to be essential to us constantly growing, us being prepared for the times that are right hand, and us just constantly still building up our character as these times come along. You know what I'm saying? Um, if a man desire much experience, she knoweth things of old, and conjectureth aright what is to come. She knoweth the subtleties of speeches, and can expound dark sentences. She foreseeth signs and wonders, and the events of seasons and times. Therefore I propose to take her with me, take her to me, to live with me, knowing that she will be a counselor of good things and a comfort in cares and grief. And this is what we want to build up ourselves for, to have these things about us, because what the times are coming where so many people are going to be in grief. You know what I'm saying? So many people are going to be looking for different comforts. But we're going to have to know that when these times really hit even harder, what our cares and our grief has to be, our burdens and things have to be put up to the Lord, and we have to just completely rock off of that faith in which the Lord have instilled within us. And that's a big part of us and our being, and that has to be ingrained within the fiber of our being. Brothers, you know, got the saying, what I mean, from a little while ago, like this truth can't be on you, it got to be in you, and we really have to live it, and it has to be ingrained within our minds, you know what I'm saying? Just how the Lord going to ingrain the laws within our minds, in the kingdom. Well, to a certain extent now, we doing just like how the book of Eli, we drilling this word within us so we could be ingrained for the times that are at hand, so that we can make it through all of the madness, by the wisdom of Yahweh, by Shem Shah. I hope this segment was edifying, and I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to Lek out there doing this work of faith and live with love and true sincerity. Shalom.